Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So welcome to the webinar for today. First of all, I would like to welcome you. Thank you for participating. I am Marian Cabrera. I will be one of the presenters for today. And together with me are my colleagues. So first of all, I would like to introduce Leszek from Next. Leszek, hi.
Hello, nice to meet you and thank you for the invitation. My name is Leszek Siwiec and I'm the engineer in the Next company. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you. So first of all, I would like to ask the audience if you can hear us properly. If you can hear us properly, please raise your hand that you can find in the webinar chat, let's say, tool. So please raise your hand if you can hear us clearly, just to check the technical things. Arthur. Okay, perfect. By the way, we also have our team today. So Arthur Jura from Tech Support is also here today. Maybe Arthur, you would like to say hi before.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, okay, so you can hear him. We're currently in the office today to present to you the EBS Academy about Active View Enterprise. So first of all, I would like to start with, for those of you who have, of course, attended our previous trainings and who've been working with us, you already know us. But for those who are only new, I would like to just, briefly introduce some things about EBS and the company, and also introduce later on Leszek and Next. So, as you know, EBS is actually a security manufacturer since 1989. We've been in the business for over 30 years. We specialize in security solutions, and we focus also on providing monitoring solutions for example, security agencies or central monitoring stations. In addition to that, we have our own R&D factory and head office here in Poland. So as you can see, I'm not Polish, but I am here in Poland together with our team. In addition to that, we have our presence to over 60 countries around the world. We have offices in different regions. As you can see here, we have our office in Poland. We also have our office in Latin America, where we have in Brazil. We have two offices in Brazil. And in addition to that, we also have an office in the USA. So those are just some of the information about our company. And of course, what is important is that EBS works with distributors as our partners in different countries representing us. So these are just some of the partners that we have. And if you would like to have a demonstration of the softwares and EBS products, you can also, work with our distributors. But today we are also very happy to have some of our distributors with us. So thank you for being with us today. And of course, I would like to pass to Leszek to introduce his company.
Thanks. The Next is the software house, also from Poland. As software house, we of course produce software. We are mainly focused on security business, and that is what we have mostly experience of. You are not in Warsaw, but our headquarters is in south of Poland, in medium town, Bielsko-Biała. And our customers are mostly the security agencies. We've got also installation of our different types of software at airports or the banks. For our software mostly integrates different brands of products and types of security devices. As for that, we also have some hardware integrators. So we are not only the software producer, but we've got also hardware as well. Thanks.
Perfect. So just to give you a brief background, Next is our partner with ActiveView Enterprise. We've decided that they are one of the best partners to provide a local hosted platform, which is very useful for some of the projects that you might have. Later on, I'll be sharing more about the projects and also where this solution could be useful. But for now, I would like to, answer the question. So what is EBS ActiveView Enterprise? EBS ActiveView Enterprise is a monitoring software wherein you can monitor, of course, the alarm systems, the active track, even transmitters, and even other solutions from different brands. So it's also possible to have monitoring for cameras. But what we would like to focus on today is, of course, how the ActiveView Enterprise could be used for EBS devices. So to give you also a story behind it, um, we have had a lot of inquiries before about a localized software where the the requirements of the projects was that it has to be a standalone solution. They didn't want a web-based. Why? Because of some certain security concerns that they have, especially if you're dealing with projects referring to government, to military, or even to utility companies. So in some very, let's say, high security projects, they prefer standalone solution. And this is why we've partnered with Next to provide you this solution to have a complete portfolio of software. So as you know, we have the ActiveView, which is web-based, and ActiveView Enterprise is the standalone solution. So this is just to also show you some of the integrations that could be done with the ActiveView Enterprise. These are just the most common ones, but these are not the only one. So I've mentioned to you earlier that we already have alarm devices that you could monitor in this platform. For sure, you already know the Ava Pro, the smart transmitters. It's also possible to have the GPS monitoring. So you can use, for example, Active Track or even other GPS devices to be integrated in the platform. Um, and of course, one of the main reasons why we came up with ActiveView Enterprise is because a lot of projects we were asked was for ActiveGuard Active Track actually. So they wanted a standalone solution for certain military nature of projects. So this is very useful. Um, just to also show you what EBS, let's say, portfolio is currently fully integrated with EBS ActiveView Enterprise, we have the Ava Pro. Just to remind everyone what is Ava Pro, Ava Pro is the flagship product of EBS in terms of alarm panels. It's a smart IoT solution where you can have let's say, mobile applications. It's a future-proof concept, simply simple. You don't need a key anymore, like a PIN code. You can just have a smart tag, like when you're using Tesla, very modern. In addition to that, it's also a two-way communication. Future-proof design, which means actually you can change the modules from IP, Ethernet, and 2G, 3G modules. So what's very interesting about Ava Pro panels is that it has smart home capabilities, which is also optional. So you can control the lights, heating, and also other devices. I've mentioned to you earlier that Ava Pro have the modular design. These are just some of the options that you can use. As you can see, it's about communication, smart home, and also the different frequency that you could implement on the board. And now I would like to, maybe focus a little bit more on this one, which is the Active Guard Active Track for the lone worker monitoring. It's very, very interesting because most of the big projects that we've encountered in the market, they required, let's say, certain security level, but the requirements were the same. So what Active Track could do, that's what they wanted also. So what is it? It means being able to provide monitoring for the patrols for their safety and to check the efficiency of work. It was also used in different industries, not only in guards. It was used in logistic companies, in cleaning companies, even we have healthcare implementations, which is very interesting, and touristic destinations to be managed, and even delivery services. Uh, for very let's say interesting project, active track was also even used for penitentiary system. So this is used for uh, internal Ministry of Justice actually. So this is a very diverse product, very flexible. So you can use it in many ways. Why? Because the basic security functions are panic button, let's say RFID reading for patrols, GPS monitoring. It's also a communication device. So there's really many things with this technology that you could use. To give you also further information, it has in this ActiveView Enterprise um, different features. For example, you can see here that you can have automatic reports from ActiveView Enterprise. You can also have different kind of logins and terminals you have for end users. It's very easy to integrate. And what's very interesting is that in Active Guard and Active Track, you have a different, let's say, business models that you could implement. By the way, my dear partners, if you would have any questions, please do let us know. Arthur is supporting me. He's with me right now. So if you would write any questions in the chat box, we would be able to answer you. So first, what would happen is actually Arthur would try to answer directly. And at the end of this presentation, we will be reading some of your questions and then we'll be sharing some of it with you. So just to let you know, this is an interactive webinar. We would like to hear from you, and we would like to, know what is interesting for you as well. Okay, so going back to what I'm sharing with you, we have in active view, of course, the web-based software, but right now we're focusing on ActiveView Enterprise. These are additional things that are very interesting in terms of ActiveView. These are some of the features. As you can see later on, I would make a comparison also what's the difference between ActiveView and ActiveView Enterprise. So right now, what I could tell you is that the route, let's say, monitoring in ActiveView is different from ActiveView Enterprise. Also, the geotagging, it's not geotagging in ActiveView Enterprise, it's different. But it's all good. So it's a matter of just, implementing different ways of monitoring and also, different way of using the product. So, of course, what we would like to show you also is that the security level of ActiveView Enterprise is, let's say, very, very good. And this is why it's used for high security projects. So I would, let's say, ask my colleague Leszek to talk about this one.
Sure.
Leszek.
Okay, generally, as you said, the difference between enterprise version is that it's the local installation. So it means you install it on your own network. Of course, it's possible also to install it on some virtual servers as well. It not has to be a hardware computer, but it's still network system. But to provide the security, the communication between modules, what we call the different parts of the system, is encrypted. So it also provides the security. Still, because it's a local installation, we provide a backup center as well. It means that in case when the main server fail, the backup server, if you set up that one, will automatically start and the system will be still working even if the main server is failed. On the next page, we've got more information about security. That, of course, all authorization in the system is logged. Everything is saved in events. So there is information exactly who logged and who has access to the system. And the last one, but still important, it's a three-layer architecture. It means that there is no direct access to the database. There is a layer between the database, communication layer between database and end user. What we can see exactly on the next page. Exactly. This is the architecture of the system. So we've got a database. It's Microsoft SQL database, and with that database, only one module communicates with. We called it kernel. It's installed on the server, and it provides data to all other modules, which is monitoring console for the operators to handle alarms, data edit console to provide all necessary data about devices, active track Ava Pro. All those modules work in the Windows environment. Of course, they can be installed in the one computer if you want just to one access to the system. But as I told you, it's the network system. So it means that you have got in your local installation several monitoring console installations. Example architecture we've got presented on the next page. Yeah, exactly.
Let me just
Yeah,
maybe say something.
sure.
So to our dear partners, let me remind you that actually later on we will have a little game. So after this presentation, we'll be asking some of the questions, like very easy ones, and also whoever would get the correct answer would get the point. So please do check some of the important things that especially Leszek is saying, because later on it will be nice game for us. Okay, Leszek, back to you.
Okay, on here we've got example of the installation. In that installation, we've got two computers. One is the server, the second is operator console. There are two computers participating here. So in that case, even if the monitoring console, for example, for operator will need the restart of the computer or something else, the server will be still working. So it means that system will be still working, will be receiving systems and can send text messages or emails to the end customer. On the next page, we've got more advanced installation of the system. Yeah, here we've got example of own cloud data because here we've got even monitoring console outside our local network, which is still possible. So, okay, it's local based system, but you can gain access to that system through internet without any problem from different installation. Here in that example, we've got even several monitoring consoles, so operators can work parallelly and cooperate together during the alarm handling.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's good. So it means that, for example, if the monitoring center is in different branches, they can have different, let's say, sites with the same system, right?
Exactly, exactly. There is one database, but it can be splitted to the different localizations without any problem. What is also important in our system about possibility, we've got actions. Those are on the next page. Actions are a mechanism that allows process automatizations, which means that the operator don't need to manually send text message or email to the end user, to the customer. The system, when you set it up, can do it automatically. As well, it can automatically generate documents or execute commands, like you said in the Ava Pro. You can control by outputs. You can control the window, gate, or arm or disarm. This can be done also automatically by the system based on the received events.
Okay.
And yeah,
So
and
maybe just to share, it's very good that we have this in Active View Enterprise, because you know that for those who are using Active View, we have similar, let's say, features as well. We have the SMS automatic for several events. We also have in Active View the automated reports, and also the sequence of events. So what's very good is when you use Active View Enterprise, it's also here. So those features, you will not miss them. It's also here. And it's going to be explained maybe deeper if you would like. If we can set up, let's say, one-on-one training for a more in-depth, like what's the difference. So let's get back to you.
Thanks. And as you said, it's also that automatization can be based not only on the single event or signal, it can be also based on a sequence of received signals. So different scenario can be built based on that. Some example scenarios we've got on the next page available. On the first, it's simple notification by text message. So when the alarm is on the site, on the account, the system will receive that, of course, by OSM driver, and will automatically send notification to given phone number. The next example, a bit more advanced, we've got here. This is when the user arm the site, the system will receive that, but it's not an alarm, it's just information signal. But based on that, the command to the active guard can be sent, which will automatically generate the beep on that active guard, which for the guard means to start the patrol, the road. Yeah.
So that's very good and that's very important actually. Thank you for sharing that, Leszek. One
And
of the things the
that's only the examples. Yeah, you can
yeah,
do much more. Those was basic scenarios we invent with R2 Jura,
correct.
what we can do. Thanks.
So it's like you can actually send reminders or messages depending on let's say by sound, by audio, or like some patterns, right?
Exactly.
As a command. Great.
And here we've got example of the monitoring console. As I said, the monitoring console for operators is used to handle alarms. When the alarm occurs, it generates the loud sound, it's blinking. So the operator got information that he has to do something with the alarm. And depends on the account, on what device it's exactly, the different types of data are displayed. Here we've got example for AVA Pro. When the alarm occurs, the AVA also sent us picture of the event, which can be displayed automatically on the second screen, because the monitoring console support up to 3 monitors. So you can of course have everything on one, but to optimize the work, the ergonomy of the work, you can even use here 3 monitors. Yeah, that's the example.
Okay, so maybe I will just emphasize that another advantage of ActiveView Enterprise, which is not available in ActiveView, is that the alarm system, as you can see here, actually the photo on the second screen is a photo taken from the peer cam of the Ava Pro. So the Ava Pro was able to send the photo to the monitoring console. And from the monitoring console, you can, of course, click and view the photo. Let me also emphasize that not all monitoring software are able to view photos. So that might be interesting for some of you, because even if you have a peer cam from Ava Pro and can take photos, if it doesn't, if the monitoring software doesn't support, viewing photos, then you wouldn't be able to use it. So it's a good point that in ActiveView Enterprise, first of all, it's flexible. It's also handling the alarms, like a professional monitoring platform, and also could also have the photos from the peer cam. Back to Leszek.
Exactly. We can go to the next page. Yeah, here is example what it is displayed on the main screen during an alarm. We've got here all necessary information, like contact person who should be notified, some remarks, some important information about account. As well, for Ava Pro, we can have here information is the account arm or disarm, and moreover, we can manually as well arm or disarm it remotely, because with the Ava Pro we have got two-way communication.
Yes.
Exactly. And here we also display all signals in real time, what is received from the devices. And below there is a alarm comic list, what we call. It's used for the operator to like to save exactly what has been done with the alarm, that he has notified the customer, that he has sent response team, that response team came to place. Okay.
Maybe, Leszek, I would like to emphasize also during this point, from what I've seen in other monitoring softwares, a lot of them are only able to view events. So just, to handle the alarms. But because of the partnership between EBS and Next, we did some, further deeper integration that, as Leszek mentioned to you earlier, from the monitoring software itself, which is ActiveView Enterprise, you can send commands. And this is not applicable to all monitoring softwares out there because it really depends on the level of integration. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
we've got here one more feature as well, because on single site there can be different type of devices like Ava Pro or ActiveGuard as well. Everything can be on one site, and for such one site we do not generate different alarms, or is aggregate into one event. So it means that one operator will start to handling alarm from the site. He will do, and for example, the different alarm from different device appears. It will be still done as one alarm event. So that also helps. Okay. On the next page, we've got here example of integration of Active Shack in our system. So generally, we can display the current position, what is shown here. And on the next page, we can also see that in our system, we can set up geofencing. So it means that if the device will go out of the provided zone, the alarm will be generated. That zone can be set up in calendar, so we can set up that from Monday to Friday it's different zone, and during weekend it's a different zone as well.
Great. So again, my dear partners, this is another difference between ActiveView and ActiveView Enterprise. Geofencing, as described by our colleague Leszek, is the feature when if the device holder go out of this defined area, there would be an alarm generated. That's geofencing. In ActiveView, the difference is that we have their geotagging. So that's totally different. Geotagging is defining a specific area or possession. And then if the guard, for example, is passing by this geotag, it's confirming its patrol route. So it's a specific point, and then you just pass by there. In geofencing, you have a defined area, and alarm will be generated when you go out of this defined area. So yeah, that's maybe interesting for you. In ActiveView Enterprise, we have geofencing, and in ActiveView, we have geotagging. Back to Leszek.
Yeah, thanks. And on the next page we've got example with integration ActiveGuard in our system. So you can set up some plan, the scheme of the site object, and on that you can put the tags, exact position of that tags, and those are information during the road for the monitoring station. What is the status of the patrol? On that plan, we've got information, the tags, which has been read or not, or which are still waiting for reading. Okay. And I think that the next page is the final. It's my company, and I really invite you to visit us and our product, and of course start to using ActiveView Enterprise.
Leszek, maybe I have a question, and I would like to go back to the last slide. from my understanding, when you are preparing the route, going back to this one, you can have like a floor plan, right?
You can set up a route which will occur every specific period, let's say. As it's set up as calendar, it can be different for different days. There are two kind of routes available. The first one is simple, so for that it doesn't matter the exact order of tag reads. They just have to be all read in the specific time, let's say every hour from 8 p.m. Yeah, there is also the second route available. It's advanced, and in such one you can set up exactly order in which those all tags should be read one by one in specific times, and those tags you can put on the scheme as it's shown here, so you can see exactly where each tag is localized. And in Ava Active View Enterprise as well, you can set up that when the route should started, which is set up in the system, the command can be sent to the active guard, the command like beep. So it's information for the guard that he has to start the route. Yeah, and if he missed any tag, don't read it, the alarm will be generated in the system with the current scheme, current plan, with information which tag has been missed for the operator.
Great. That's very useful. As active users know, we also have their advanced and basic. This is very important because different clients have different requirements. Sometimes it has to be strict, and sometimes the tags just have to be read. So thank you, Leszek, for sharing that. Okay, so just to share with you guys, why we also have ActiveView Enterprise is that EBS is currently strengthening our portfolio in all aspects. So as you know, in the past years, we've focused more on the hardware side, which means the ActiveGuard, the ActiveTrack, the alarm panels, and transmitters. But as the company is developing, we're also strengthening our portfolio with the software side, thus our partnership with Next. So why? Because we would like to provide you the complete ecosystem. Because right now ecosystem is let's say key. You know, some clients they don't want to buy let's say hardware somewhere and then software somewhere. So we're providing everything in our portfolio. It's not only ActiveView Enterprise, we also have the mobile applications. For example, we have EBS Security, we have ActiveView, we have ET Mobile. So there are different now EBS products under software category. So what I would like to also share with you is to, before we go to the questions later on, Arthur, do you have questions from some clients?
I have a question like one. They asked it, is it possible to install in two separate places ActiveView Enterprise? Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
So you can have the backup server.
Okay. So did you guys hear the question? So the first question, as Arthur read, the question was, is it possible to install in two different places? Yes? That was the question. And the answer, of course, is yes, as Leszek also shared earlier and as Arthur confirmed. Do you want to comment on this, Leszek?
Yeah, you can install it in more even than two. The simple way is to have it in the local network, but it as well can work through the internet, as I told you before. So it's a network-based system, but the server and all services are in your local network.
Correct. So I think that it was also shown in one of our slides, but don't worry, we will send you the presentation after this webinar so that you'll also have a reference. Don't hesitate also to share this webinar recording to some of your partners, clients, and even like teammates. because it would be useful. So for those who have questions, I do encourage you to type them in the chat box. If you have certain clarifications, why? Leszek is from Next. He is one of, let's say, um, the best person to ask, especially technical aspects about this software. He has the deepest knowledge. So please do write your questions. You can ask about as deep as you want. In addition to that, I would like to maybe summarize some key points that we mentioned today. So first of all, ActiveView Enterprise is a professional monitoring platform that is actually already used by high-level monitoring companies. It is providing a standalone solution, which means it's very good for projects, especially with high security. We've had inquiries before for active track projects for 2,000 active tracks as a start, but they required a local installation of the monitoring software. At that time, we didn't have it. So, we missed that opportunity. But now, we're very happy that we're coming back to you, our partners, to say that we have this kind of ecosystem, local installation. And usually the local installation projects are also very big. So it's very big opportunity for you. We would like to encourage you to look into, let's say, utility companies. We would like to encourage you to check projects. Utility companies like, water, electricity, those are very, let's say, demanding security-wise companies. So ActiveView Enterprise will be useful. For example, we have installation in Poland with ActiveView Enterprise. Is it a water company, Arthur?
It's the electrical company.
Electrical company. So it's an electrical company. In addition to that, we also encourage you, to explore projects even with your local police, your military, or even hospitals, because this kind of, let's say, companies, they have a specific framework of security, which I think is a fit to what we are providing right now. In addition to that, what Leszek mentioned, the security level of local installation is different from a web-based, because you're protected. Nobody can do a cyber attack on you, for example. So it's a different setup, different architecture, different ecosystem. So now I would like to encourage you guys also to join our other webinars. There are going to be additional webinars in the past months. We also have currently like articles that we are launching. In addition to that, if you would like to have some workshops, it could be commercial or, let's say, technical, please do contact your sales manager. We are providing and supporting you in that one, especially with ActiveView Enterprise. Actually, on EBS side, I think Arthur is the uh, specialized person for this. Of
Okay,
course, our group.
I've got one also question
Okay.
regarding it's possible to call to the can call to the price directly. Yes, that's because the monitoring console you can connect direct VoIP telephone or the landline telephone by the phone with support TAPI. So the active guard or directly call to the monitoring station. Reports can be even in the history, and the communication is it also means that the operator from the monitor call to the guard.
Leszek, excuse me,
Yeah.
because your audio was cutting a bit, so I was missing every other word that you were saying. But as I
Okay.
understood, the question was something like if it's possible to make calls, yes?
Yes, exactly.
And the answer that I understood from you is that yes, it is possible because it's also connected to the
To
landline.
phone to the phone by USB to the phone with support such a protocol, or to the VoIP Central.
Okay, so VoIP. So, okay, that's very interesting. So from the monitoring software, you can connect and make calls because it's connected to VoIP or to the line of the phone by USB. Yes, that's what it is. That's interesting. I also didn't know that. Any questions, Arthur, that we also have?
Yes, we have one more question about the integration with other system,
Mm-hmm.
ActiveView Enterprise plus other softwares.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe Leszek can give some answers regarding this. So the question, Leszek, I don't know if you can read on your side, but as Arthur said, the question from our partner is, what is the possibility of integrating ActiveView Enterprise with other softwares, monitoring softwares? Yeah.
Okay, there is also a way to set up retransmission. So, for example, if you receive alarm in our system, it can be retransmitted to other system in, for example, most common protocols as SureGuard, which I believe most of monitoring
Yeah.
software use that protocol. So yeah, there is that option to retransmit signals and alarms to other systems.
Perfect. So that's good. It's easy to have the information as well, to have some integration between ActiveView Enterprise and the other monitoring software. Do you have other questions, Arthur?
Not really.
Okay, so I think that a lot of things were made clear, but if you have some clarifications, don't hesitate to write us. We're still online. Now, what I would like to do is maybe ask questions to some of you guys. I don't have a view. Arthur, you can support me in this. You can tell me who writes the correct answer.
Okay.
Yes. So I will be asking three questions for all of you guys, and whoever writes the first answer and the correct one gets the point. And please, you have a chat box in your webinar tool. Just type the answer there and just click. Okay, so the first question I have is give us two of the products that you could use to be monitored under ActiveView Enterprise. So earlier we shared to you some of the few, let's say, devices that you could monitor in ActiveView Enterprise. And we even mentioned that even other manufacturers, not only EBS, could be monitored under ActiveView Enterprise. So can you give us at least two what you can monitor in ActiveView Enterprise? Do we?
Yeah, we have answer already.
Okay, so
It is Chris
from Australia.
from Australia.
Hi, Chris. Good evening to you. Thank you. And what was his answer?
Ava Pro and Artisan.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. You gave the right answer. You get that point. Thank you. Leszek, maybe you would like to ask a question.
Oh, sorry, I didn't prepare any.
No, it's okay. Just something easy that which would be important to point out.
Okay. Generally, what operating system is necessary to install ActiveView Enterprise?
Yes,
What
that's
is the
a
environment?
very good question, and I will give you a clue. It's the most commonly used one in any workplace. Even you can even have, yeah, it's by Bill Gates.
You say too much.
Again, the quiz.
Okay, so Chris gave the answer. What's the answer from Chris?
Windows.
Leszek, is it the
Yeah,
correct?
that's correct. That's correct.
Correct. Yes. So it's from Bill Gates, right? Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, Chris. You're fast and you are very sharp. You are always impressive. So thank you for that answer. Were there also other people who were answering?
Yes, we have people. it's difficult to me pronounce the names.
Okay, yeah. So for those who typed your answers also, thank you very much. Thank you for also listening to us. But Chris is, fast and furious. Okay, so for the third question, maybe Arthur, you would like to ask the third question, an easy one that would be important to point out.
Please tell us at least two consoles which we can use in ActiveView Enterprise. What consoles?
That's a quite difficult question. So Arthur's question is give at least two consoles that could be used in ActiveView Enterprise. Can you give us a clue so that it would be easy for some?
Where we can monitor the devices,
Mm-hmm.
as well where we can configure the
Okay.
objects, devices.
Okay. So the question was what give at least two consoles used in ActiveView Enterprise, and the clue of Arthur was first one of the consoles is actually it's also the answer already. Um, for monitoring and the other one for configuration. But I don't know. Did
If
somebody type the answer?
if it will be difficult, you can go to the page 19 of the presentation to help, because those are the names.
Where is it?
Okay,
Is it-
that's no as well.
Okay. Okay. So this is the page, or is it something else?
Yes.
Okay. So
Again, Chris.
wow, Chris, you're so impressive. And what did Chris write?
Data edit console, monitoring console. So
What can I say? I'm happy. I work with Chris directly, and he's from Australia. So I'm proud. Thank you, Chris. Okay, so I think for now, those are some of the important points. I hope that we were able to share something important to you today. And please do check out ActiveView Enterprise. Please contact your sales manager if you would like to have some training. Your questions is very much welcome. If you type it now, we will answer them. If you actually write to us later, it's also okay. But thank you so much. We hope that by ActiveView Enterprise, we are providing you additional tool to grow and expand your business, which is very important. We are providing you the complete portfolio, very flexible and very secure. So I think I would like to ask Leszek to maybe say something and Arthur before we say goodbye.
Okay, thank you for invitation so I can meet your customers and provide information about ActiveView Enterprise. Thanks.
Perfect. Arthur?
I would like to say everybody who is interested in ActiveView Enterprise, we can create demo account. We encourage you to test this solution.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested, please contact to EBS sales manager to open demo account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so demo account is available. ActiveView Enterprise you can implement in the projects that you're working in, or you can also be a distributor of this software in your market. So there are many possibilities. We are providing you all the tools. You have all the security solutions on your side, CCTV, alarm system, personal monitoring device, everything could be monitored in ActiveView Enterprise. So this is a secured professional monitoring software. If you are a distributor of alarm system right now, it could be useful for you to also, use ActiveView Enterprise as some, offer to your clients. So we encourage you to do that. If you are an active track distributor, maybe you want to be a distributor of another software, which is similar to this nature, we have it. So thank you so much, guys. Please stay in touch, and we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.